Hello. Today I will show you how to place satellites in orbit around the Moon using orbital elements relative to our Moon-centered inertial coordinate system, or MCI. This coordinate system is exactly the same as the Earth-centered inertial coordinate system, or ECI, except that its origin is at the center of the Moon rather than the Earth. Start by clicking on the File menu option and then selecting the default project option. This puts SOS in a known default state without satellites. You can also do this using the Alt-D key sequence. Next, add 1 day to the simulation time span, press the Tab key, and then recalculate the orbit. Now scroll to the bottom of the control panel. Uncheck Show Location. Star Labels. Satellite Orbit Steps. Satellite Orbit Ground Lines. Satellite Ground Steps, and Moon Orbit Steps. For this example, this makes the images less cluttered. Now, go to the scrollable display panel on the right side of your screen. Change Looking At and Rotation Point to the Moon. Also, verify that Viewing From is set to Not Controlled. Next, go back to the control panel and click on the Add Satellite button. When the Set Initial Parameters dialog opens, choose the Orbital Elements option and choose the Moon for the body to be orbiting. Set the orbital elements as follows, pressing the Tab key between each entry. Semi-major axis to 2 million. Eccentricity to 0. Inclination to 0 degrees. Longitude of ascending node to 0 degrees. Argument of periapsis to 0 degrees. And true anomaly to 90 degrees. When done with these inputs, click on the Set Parameters and Recalculate Orbit button. From the main window, go to the control panel and change the satellite name to my Sat1 and then press the Tab key. Now, add a second lunar satellite using the Add Satellite button. Use the Orbital Elements option in the Set Initial Parameters dialog and choose the Moon for the body to orbit. Set the orbital elements as follows, pressing the Tab key between each entry. Semi-major axis to 4 million meters. Eccentricity to 0.3. Inclination to 90 degrees. Longitude of ascending node to 0 degrees. Argument of periapsis to 0 degrees. And true anomaly to 0 degrees. When done entering these inputs, click on the Set Parameters and Recalculate Orbit button. From the control panel, change the satellite name to my Sat2 and then press the Tab key. Next, change its line color to bright blue using the Line Color drop-down list. Now, run the simulation. Note that the satellite orbit lines are like corkscrews. This is because the Moon is moving relative to inertial space while the satellites orbit the Moon. If we could see the orbits relative to the MCI coordinate system, you might better understand the lunar orbits. Let's do that now. Uncheck the Satellite Orbit Lines checkbox, check the Moon Satellite Orbit Lines checkbox, and run the simulation again. Now, the satellite orbit lines are shown relative to the Moon. Note that the two satellite orbit inclinations are 90 degrees relative to each other. Note also that the second orbit is not circular. These orbit attributes would be difficult to see while viewing the orbits relative to Earth's ECI coordinate frame. You can also see both sets of orbit lines simultaneously. To do this, check the Satellite Orbit Lines checkbox and run the simulation again. The image is a little cluttered, but the results are very educational. While the simulation is running, go to the camera settings and change Looking At to my Sat1 and Viewing From to my Sat2. Also, set rotation point to my Sat2. Finally, use the Field of View slider to expand the image. If you want, you can go to the Command tool and start recording the simulation. It makes an interesting video. Here's a quick demonstration of the kind of videos you can make. Thank you for watching this video. If you find it useful, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel. We will be producing new content in the future, so if you want to be notified when new content is added, click on the notification bell. We would like your feedback, so please leave a comment in the comments section. Goodbye.